Okay, let's just jump right in. We've all been there, right? You find this perfect thing online, the price is amazing, and you're just hovering over that buy now button.
Mm-hmm.
But how often do you really stop and, vet the seller? So today, we're doing a deep dive into that exact moment. We've been looking at a source. It's a YouTube review of a site called Olivercelinenewyork.com.
Right.
But we're not here to talk about them specifically. We're here to pull out the universal lessons, a blueprint for being a smart digital consumer.
Exactly. Our whole mission here is to turn that review into a clear, actionable checklist, something you can use on any new site you come across. It's for anyone who wants to learn fast and minimize their risk. This is your high-speed lesson in checking for transparency.
And before we get into it, just a quick note for everyone listening.
Yeah.
This is all educational commentary. We're analyzing marketing claims and how to vet them. We're just here to talk about information literacy, not, financial or medical advice.
Definitely not. We are not telling you to buy or avoid anything from any particular site.
Okay, so let's start with the money. That's usually the first thing that catches your eye, for better or worse.
It is. So let's call this step one, analyzing product claims and pricing consistency.
This is where it gets tricky, though. The source material pointed out prices that are way lower than other sites. But what does way lower even mean? If I see something for 20% off, I just think it's a sale.
Right.
But if it's, say, 80% off,
Right.
but if it's, say, 80% off,
Right.
that's not a sale. That's a red flag, isn't it?
Absolutely. You have to look at the implied value versus the real price. If a discount is so big that the product couldn't possibly be authentic, well, that's not a bargain. That's your first big clue.
So you have to start questioning everything.
Everything. And that ties directly into the visual side of things. Are the product images, high quality and original? Or do they look like they've been copied from somewhere else?
Like from the actual brand's website.
Exactly.
And that combination, a super low price with stolen professional photos, that's a huge inconsistency. It tells you they don't really care about the rules.
Right. Precisely. If they're not using their own photos, they probably won't prioritize customer service either. It's all part of the same mindset.
Okay, so if the product itself looks a bit sketchy, the next logical step is to check if the business is even real.
Which brings us to step two, business transparency. Any credible online store needs to give you verifiable details about who they are.
So we're heading to the About Us page, and we're looking for more than just a nice story. We need a real company name, a physical address, and maybe some info on how long they've been around.
And this raises that other key point about contact info. It's easy to list an email, but is it some generic Gmail address, or does it use a professional business domain?
Right. A startup might use Gmail, but it's still something to notice. But you mentioned the physical address. I'll admit, I almost never check that on Google Maps.
A lot of people don't, but it's so important.
So what's the number one thing to look for when you punch in that address?
You're just looking for confirmation that it's a real place and not, an empty field or random house in the suburbs. If the address is for a mailbox rental place or some totally unrelated business, they are actively hiding who they are.
It's the easiest way to see if they're being misleading.
It really is.
Great point. Okay, so for our last step, step 3, we need to look for external validation. You can't just trust the 5-star reviews on their own site.
No, you just can't. Those are so easy to fake. You have to look beyond their own little ecosystem. Search for independent reviews on sites like Trustpilot or SiteJabber.
And what if there are no reviews? Or just a few?
Well, that's a big warning sign in itself. If they're selling popular items, there should be a conversation happening somewhere. An absence of feedback is suspicious.
And we can add some context to that by checking the site's age with the domain checker tool. Why does it matter if a site is like 3 weeks old?
Think about it. A brand new site offering huge discounts has no track record. They have no reputation to protect.
Ah, so it's a short-term model.
It's often the profile of a site trying to make quick sales before negative reviews can even start to pile up.
And that really gets to the core lesson here. It's all about managing your risk. You have to do these little safety checks before you give them your money.
It's just basic information literacy. Verifying an identity, checking sources like images, looking for outside credibility. These are skills for navigating any marketplace, not just online shopping.
The depth of your research is what protects your wallet.
It's the only thing.
So that leaves me with a final thought then. If checking a website's creation date is so crucial for consumer safety, shouldn't there be some kind of standard for that?
What do you mean?
Like, maybe that date should be a legally required warning label, just like an expiration date on food, something to think about next time you go to click Add to Cart.